Hear that sizzle? Got some sausage. Yeah, one of my favorite things is to cook food with my shirt off so I get burns everywhere. That's my favorite thing. So I've been at home since Thursday. Today is Saturday with 6 of my kids, the 6 youngest kids, because Mom and the 2 oldest girls and Grandma are on a ladies' retreat. I wonder what my wife's eating down there. I wonder what the fixins are. Ow! Yeah, so I'm cooking some sausage and some eggs for my kids. And I think I'm gonna get them ice cream sandwiches later. We did the same thing last year. I remember sitting there, not eating anything. I'll do it again. Not sure whether this video is gonna go, but maybe I'll just document part of this day. Typically on Saturdays, we do chores around the house. The big chore day. This house is always like messy. You guys excited about chores today?
What?
You excited about chores?
No.
Why not?
I don't like chores.
Why don't you like chores? Is it a chore to do chores? So these guys talk constantly, but I guess if I turn the camera on, there's no talking. Sweet.
Because there's nothing to talk about.
Exactly. All right. Well, let me finish this breakfast. Did you feed the dog?
Yes.
Levi, can you take the dog out?
Sure.
Thank you.
Louie, come on, let's go outside.
Never mind. Yesterday was a wash. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to get some prep work done. I have a bunch of whole chicken breasts. And yes, chicken breast. I haven't had chicken breast in a long time, so I'm gonna try it for dinner. But I have some whole chicken breasts that I'm gonna cut down, and then I'm gonna vacuum seal them, and then I'm gonna put them in the sous vide machine at 145 degrees. And it says on the recipe like it needs to be done for at least an hour to pasteurize it, but I'm just gonna throw them in there now and just have them in there for longer than that. It'll probably change the texture, and we'll decide if we like it or not. But the reason I actually bought them in cryovac bags, but I think I want to take them out and just like season them in the bag so it'll marinate at the same time. Okay, okay. Bam. Yeah, so it's essentially both sides, the whole breast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $1.99 a pound. Hopefully I could feed everyone with this. My wife is coming back sometime tonight, so I'm not sure if I'm feeding them dinner or not, but I guess I should be prepared to. Yeah, that's probably wise. Man, look at these giant breasts. These are huge breasts. I'm definitely trying to keep the fat on, and then I accidentally, but that'll go in one of those bags. There was like a piece of bone in one of them, so I had to cut that off. But these are pretty nice looking chicken breasts. There's one thing about chicken breasts is they're super slimy. Another way I really like chicken breast, which I can't remember the last time I had chicken breast. I have no idea. But like I would take something like this, and you could either like butterfly it, like cut it this way and like lay it out so it's, when it cooks it'll cook even. Or my favorite way is actually like to put it in a Ziploc bag and then pound it down flat and then just grill it really nice. So Yeah, I wanted to impart some flavor on this chicken because chicken breast is pretty boring by itself. I mean, is boring, and there's not a lot of fat. So my goal is to try to impart a lot of flavor. How am I going to do that? Yeah, we'll see. I haven't decided yet. That's just how I roll. My kitchen's like the worst for filming. It's like there's no room under these cabinets. It's like there's no place to put the camera. It's super awkward. I got some of this Chef's Blend Redmond's Real Salt, and this tastes like a campfire. Putting this in my water in the morning, like get some hot water, put this in there. It's so good. It's like I'm at the campfire. It's a great way to, you know, substitute for coffee in the morning if you want that routine. But I've smoked my own Redmond's Real Salt, and it's been good. It's been good, but this is like bigger grains, and it's just like good. So I'm gonna use Redmond's Real Salt, curry powder, just a little bit of curry powder. I like the flavor of curry on chicken, and so if you use curry, you gotta have a little bit of garlic powder, just a little bit. And I think I'm gonna put some beef tallow in there. I was thinking butter or beef tallow. Butter chicken, beef tallow. Yeah, I'm going with the butter. Never mind. Everything better with butter. I just watched a little video by Lily Kane, and she was talking about like when she eats beef, she doesn't add fat to it because there's typically a lot of fat in the beef, and there's more of a caloric load in fat than just the protein itself or the meat itself. But when it came to like leaner meats, she would use that as the opportunity to add things like tallow or butter, and that makes sense. You kind of look at that and it's like, what percentage of this chicken, if it was beef, would be fat, and just eyeball. And obviously this chicken has a little bit of fat, but hardly anything. So I'm going to season this up. I'm going to put it in the bags, and hopefully I could actually seal it because it's a little wet. Typically I would say season both sides, but I'm just going to try to get as much on one side that I think it needs for the whole thing. We could always add a little bit later, but since it's going in that sous vide bag, it's all merry. Alright, it worked. Sometimes on my vacuum sealer I gotta like press the seal button before when it's a little wet because it's not a high-end one. It works though. So I got the butter and the seasoning. I'm gonna do all these. Got 9 more to go. 145 degrees in the sous vide machine. And it's gonna be in there for probably 10, like 8 hours. That's plenty pasteurized at that point. Awesome. What else are we gonna eat? I guess I could just eat this. It smells good. It smells like Indian food, which I really enjoy. All right, I'll finish that up and we'll catch back up later. I haven't felt that well for a little while. I've been super stressed, and honestly, I think it's because I let coffee get back into my life, which really sucks because going through all the trouble of giving up coffee, all the headaches, man, it was tough. But then what happened is I was able to add it back in, and it was awesome for a little bit. Now it's just making me irritable and stressed. So I'm gonna start weaning myself off of it again. Yay! This morning I've had no coffee. I just had 2 mugs full of hot water with smoked salt. and I got a slight headache, maybe. Might just be worried. It definitely, coffee is definitely a drug. Definitely a drug. I was listening to Anthony Chafee not too long ago. He was talking about people in coffee. He's like, if someone actually needs to get off coffee, he said, but you're on the caffeine. He said that he says he would actually suggest that you just take a caffeine pill because of all the extra garbage that is in the coffee itself. Other people say coffee is good for you. It's probably one of those things that moderation is a big deal, because what happened is, like, I've been a little bit stressed, a little tired, you know, from working hard, and then I drink coffee like in the afternoon after I get home from work, and it just makes me cranky. It works against me. And honestly, the last time I gave up coffee, I felt pretty good for the most part. There was some days I'm like, oh my goodness, I need some energy. But that's life. That's how it slipped back in. And, you know, you can drink coffee if you want. Don't drink coffee if it doesn't affect you. Actually, I was talking to my buddy. He was like, I just drink, you know, 1 mug a day. I'm like, if I just did 1 mug a day, it'd probably be just fine. I'd probably have no ill effects. But I've also been struggling with my weight a little bit. I've been feeling fat, and that, I know that sounds weird. Maybe I got like some eating disorder stuff or body image problems, but I have been feeling like I'm getting fatter, but I'm still 230 pounds. But I feel, I guarantee I'm not the only one that wrestles with this. You go on the diet, you know, lose some weight, and then you start getting paranoid that you're gonna gain that weight back. I'm paranoid I'm going to gain the weight back, but I'm not eating things that are going to make me gain that weight back. I hope. No carbs, no sugars. Yeah, I said there might be a little bit of carbs in this, but it's going to be nominal. Could you even gain weight eating chicken breast? We got about 30 minutes before we need to leave for church. I got 47 things to do, because I'm taking the 6 youngest kids to church today, because that's what a good dad would do. Church is important to me. Being around other Christians is important to me, and just not feeling that great and feeling down. Sometimes one of the best things I've ever found is just to go to church and sing very loud. Fortunately, at my church, no one can hear me. I can sing that much, but I can scream that much. So long for now, suckers.
Yay!
Heck yeah, max that sucker out. Max that sucker out. I really actually don't like sous vide stuff over 140 degrees, because of the plastics and stuff like that. It is BPA free, but I'm still a little bit wary, and I know if it's under 140, it's not a big deal. So it's 145. I'm hoping I'm not killing my family. I think I'm doing all right, but every once in a while, I'm not gonna let it stress me out. I'll let this one thing not stress me out. All right, I made it back. Check out this chicken in the butter. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna throw these out here on the flat top. Does it look like I've been crying? My kids. Mama's still not back, but I got a little teary-eyed. I just got off a phone call with one of our viewers here. Just have a long conversation about food and Christianity and just life, and it was a prayed for me, and it was awesome. You know who you are. I want to thank you. I won't share your name without the permission. But yeah, man, that really made my day. You know, it's like I feel like I'm struggling. Life has been a little bit stressful, and that's okay. Just knowing that there's other people out there that are struggling too doesn't make me feel better. No, that sounds weird. It just makes me want to work hard for them also. And it's just interesting to me that I could be having a rough day and then someone's looking to me for advice, and then me taking the time to talk to them makes their day, and then the fact that they even wanted to talk to me makes my day. And it's just that's an awesome thing, and I think it's an often overlooked thing because we like to carry our burdens alone a lot of the times, and it gets tough. All right, so I got this chicken for me. Mom and them are on their way back. They're gonna be late. A little bit of seasoning on that chicken, and then I made the kids some rice that they're gonna hate because I was gonna go to Costco, but it was so busy. I'm like, nope, not taking 6 kids in there right now. But so I was like, all we had was rice. So I made some rice that has put some leftover tomato and onions from hamburgers from last week, turmeric and curry powder, and a whole stick of butter and some salt. So they'll probably be like, oh, this is gross, but it's like, well, I guess you don't have to eat it if you don't want to, because I'm not going to force you to eat the carbs. That's the one thing that's funny since like being on the carnivore diet. When my kids don't want to eat the carbs or the vegetables, I'm like, well, don't eat them. Just make sure and eat the meat because it's the most nutrient dense stuff. But we really try not to give too many carbs. Hey, you want to stop yelling out the window?
Lily's eating the grass.
Lily's eating the grass? Dogs don't eat grass. Hey, dog, get off the grass. Look at this. 2 sticks of butter. Let me try it. Oh. Could use some salt. Well, that's delicious. Starting the rain. Trying to remember what they call chicken fat. Can't think of the word right now. All I think it is chutzpah. Because I know it's I'm thinking of the Jewish name for chicken fat. Something like that. Yeah, that'll be nice. I could make a little sauce with that. I mean, it's pretty much a sauce. It just needs some salt. Like if you wanted to, you could add, here's a song about a spoonful of Wagyu fat. What you think about that? This chicken's already cooked from being in that sous vide machine for 8 hours. Yeah, but I just wanted to try to get some good color on it. Like, I want it brown, not black. But I needed a little bit of, I cleaned all the grease off my grill, and so it's a little charry looking, but it'll be just fine. Yeah, I have a meeting with the guy that I just talked to on the phone on Friday. We're gonna chat. Did some online coaching. He got a session through Revero, but Revero is not going to be doing coaching anymore. So I got to decide. It's probably going to be my last coaching thing through that platform. I got to decide if I'm going to continue coaching or not. And it's one of those things I've been kind of wrestling through. You know, what is the right thing for me to do? Because as a husband and a father doing pastoral roles, I mean, I wear a lot of hats, and I got to decide, like, is this something that God wants me to do? Is this something that I'm called to do? And then having that conversation was like, yeah. I don't know what it's going to look like, but this is important. What I'm doing is important. Just being available for people. I've preached it before. Best thing you can do for someone is be available. So I'm being available. And but I got a lot to balance, and like I have to protect my time, and learning how to do that is tough. But it's worth learning. So if you got any advice for me, let me know. Yeah, I might set up my own coaching thing through my website and thekilbylife.com and just see what that's going to look like. And obviously I'm not a doctor, which probably some people like. Just a regular guy that struggles like anyone else and could use encouragement, and it's like that mutual help. It's a beautiful thing. Relational, beautiful help. Hey, keep your hand off the trigger. And don't point the gun at anybody. Hey, no shooting. I'm trying to teach my kids gun safety, even though it's a stick. I'm gonna see if I can get this video out today also. So this will be the day you saw this video. So if I'm gonna do that, I better just stop talking.
Shoot.
Because my wife's coming home and I'm gonna hang out with her. Nothing weird. Alright, we're gonna get eating soon. What am I gonna eat? Hey, back away from the camera.
He's gonna eat some chicken.
Here's mine. I'm gonna take this giant chicken breast and I'm gonna eat this.
Does it have some fat?
Chicken doesn't have a lot of fat, but the sauce here is some chicken fat with butter.
Can I have sauce?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Bam. You can't really see the sauce on there, but it's just butter sauce. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop all this chicken, just put it in this dish, and then pour the sauce over. Maybe finish it with a little bit of salt. Simple. It's gonna go from this to bam. Pour that fat over it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's satisfying. That is satisfying. I tried a little piece. It had some of that chicken fat. It actually tasted so good. I rarely eat chicken, but that fat tasted good. Finish it with some of this real salt. Let's eat! I'm gonna add this in. This is actually after the meal. The thought I had was about accountability, and it's like really good to have accountability. And then with my wife being gone, I just realized how blessed I actually am to have a spouse that loves me, and we have a good relationship that we continue to work on. There's always work to be done, but I'm thankful for her and our life and like the routine we have, and it's often missed like how good of accountability just having a good routine is, and a spouse. I guess, you know, if you have a roommate or whatever, that kind of stuff too, but it's a big deal. But there's this danger. There's a couple dangers that it reminded me of. It's like the thoughts go through my head like, oh, just eat this because no one's watching. I'm like, well, I don't want to eat this, and I don't care if anyone's watching or not, because I'm the one that decides if I do this stuff or not. This is just food. Like, I'm not going to eat a piece of pizza. Well, your wife's not here to judge you. I'm like, these are just like thoughts that go through my head, and they're like passing, but you don't notice them. They're very subtle sometimes. And I thought I would just put the warning in there. If you are alone doing this, find some accountability. If you're with somebody else and you have accountability, if you're married and they go out of town or they're gone, be very careful. Also be careful if you stay up late alone and isolate yourself from your family. Those are some of the most easy times for you to give in. And sure, I'm just talking about food and diet, but with any addiction, this is how subtle it is and how easy it is for the stuff to creep in. Fortunately, I recognized it. I'm like, I need to talk about that. Then I forgot about talking about it. And then I remember to talk about it. So, this is obviously for someone out there. Probably many people out there. It's also a good reminder for me to know when you're isolated and alone, it's easier for you to be picked off. We're relational We're relational animals, and we need to be around people and in relationships. And it is good that two walk together, because one falls down, the other one is there to pick them up. So, hope my wife gets back soon. I guess I should pick up all this stuff before she gets here. Wow. What a crooked world. Dad, why is the rice green?
Because
It's not green, it's yellow from turmeric, which really doesn't have flavor. Huh?
It looks good.
It looks a little green. How does it taste? Anyone taste anything yet?
yeah,
Tasted it.
What'd you taste?
Tasted like rice and what's that thing that we usually eat with rice?
Curry?
Yes.
Yes, it's curry. Let me try this chicken.
I tasted it.
Doesn't taste bad. There's a piece of fat on that.
It doesn't taste like rice.
Is it pizza fat on mine?
No.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about chicken breast, it can get dry, but it doesn't feel too dry, which is nice. Because of souping and all that fat. How does it taste?
Not good.
Not good. It's literally statistically impossible for me to make everyone happy.
This
So-
is so good.
Is it great? Huh?
Yeah. It's also hot.
Yeah. So, but I was trying to
I know what would make everyone happy.
what?
To watch Shang-Chi.
Oh, to watch a movie. Yeah.
That won't make me happy.
That won't make you happy?
I'm not watching
Yeah.
That'll make me
Oh,
happy.
spilled that. All right, this is taking a turn. So every time my wife leaves town, I just realize that the hardest job in the world is not being a mom. Everyone says being a mom is the hardest job in the world. Not even close. Not even close, moms. Actually, the hardest job in the world is being a dad trying to do what a mom can do. Yeah. And when I'm sick, I'm way sicker than everyone else. Because it's a man cold. Let's see where we're at.
Okay.
We haven't done this for a while. I just got a message from mom saying, getting oil for mom's car. Seriously? So they're coming back and getting stuck in traffic and now the car needs oil. That's never good. All right, let's see where we're at. 7,946 subscribers. So we're gonna hit 8,000 very soon.
We need your help.
It took me 2 years to get 100 subscribers. 1 hour ago, I've never got this message before. 1 hour ago, April Bonds, dude has a Chris Pratt transformation. Okay. Yeah, everyone says I look like Chris Pratt and had a transformation like Chris Pratt. This one, Eric J, 3 hours ago. Be careful, I did my year 3 years ago and I thought, ... Eating sugar foods, etc. at Christmas won't hurt. Back on track after, well, nope. Sugar addict since, went from 78 kilograms to 112 kilograms today. Now, since 5 days strict on meat diet again, I also did intermittent fasting during my year, and that did wonders for my health. Yeah, just a reminder. It's like we easily lie to ourselves and just think we could do this and do that. And do you know what, Eric J? That's okay. You've learned a lot from that. We're all learning a lot from that. And thank you for just posting that and being vulnerable. And I think it'll be nice if we could just learn from that. And for anyone that's where Eric J is, but not back on the wagon, off the wagon, on the wagon, I always mix those up. Get back on it and let's get going. You're not alone. Max, I'm going to have to try being a carnivore. I love junk food and addicted to sugar. Can't go a day without chocolate. I am fit and healthy and weigh 82 kilograms. Just always so tired most days. I crash at some point during and have a cat nap and have brain fog. Yeah, those carbs, ups and sugars, ups and downs, ups and downs. So it's just another instance of someone that thinks or knows they should do carnivore, and it's not for weight loss. It's for control. And that's the one thing I think people don't realize, how much control a diet like this will give you. It'll make you really assess why you're eating, what you're eating, and even those failures will teach you a lot, and it's good for you. So, all right, I'm just gonna keep rambling here, but I just wanted to do a couple shout outs. All right, thanks for watching these Kilby Live videos. If we earned your subscription, make sure we get it, and you might as well just subscribe, because like, just out of the sheer fact that some guy watched 6 of his kids for Thursday, Friday, like 4 days. I'm not inept, I'm just not a mom. We made it. You should subscribe just because of that miraculous feat. I'm joking, I think dads are able and capable.
And he's been doing it for a few years.
Oh yeah, I know how to freak out on my kids pretty good. All right, Kilby out. Peace. Making weird faces again.
Stop making weird faces.
I need to eat this chicken.